Chunt'd! So, the world is playing Pokemon Go. People are getting hit by cars, trespassing, getting mugged for their phones, taking nudes, and finding ways to cheat out of walking everywhere to hatch eggs. It's barely been a week and the human race has already found ways to make it sexual, exploit the game, and kill themselves while playing it. Since launch, I will happily admit I was really enjoying the game. It was fun, I started walking more, my hometown suddenly became busier as people were actually pulled from their houses and ventured out to explore. It gave some of us an excuse to get together to try catch some pokies and chill at a stop. The social aspects of the game are its best feature by far. That's about as far as I can credit the game. I don't much care if the rest of the world keeps playing, but there is a lot wrong with Pokemon Go. My personal experience is now drowned out by those who can afford more time than myself to dedicate to the game. I can't, or choose not, to spend 3 hours a night outside sitting at a Pokestop, stacking up on items and dropping lures. I don't often have the opportunity to drive around town for the sole purpose of finding rarer Pokemon. I sit at a desk for 8 hours a day, so I can't make the GPS feature trigger Pokemon to appear. Plus, I would like to avoid getting fired for playing at work and on the clock, like some people already have been. I look around the map at nearby gyms and they're taken by pokies whose levels are in the 4 digits now. The sheer time, determination and effort I'd have to spend to even remotely try and catch up to really get involved is just beyond me at this stage. You're probably going to accuse me of being a sourpuss, having a whinge, that I've been left behind and all the other kids are better than me at the game. Nuts to that, I say. Totally not the case at all. This is a game ripe for those who have freedom of time, those who have the option of making the game a priority for their enjoyment. It's far different than coming home after work, setting up for dinner. After doing your chores, you might pull out your 3DS to play some Pokemon. No, you have to clean up, lock the house behind you, and then head out hunting for mons. I say this without the intention of a negative connotation, but if that's how people want to happily spend their time, it's fantastic. Even better if you have a partner who will play too. You're both getting out of the house, you're doing an activity together, and it's all warm and fuzzy times. To be honest with you, if I had a partner who liked playing the game, it would be another activity we could both enjoy outside. Gaming and exercise in one, we both win. If you're living in a rural or suburban area, you probably won't get as much enjoyment or progress out of it without travelling into town a bit, to a more populated area where more Pokemon stops can be found. So you might be more inclined to spend real money in the shop buying Pokecoins and items to help you lure Pokemon to you and restock your Pokeballs. Then there's the people the game completely forgot. Those with physical disabilities or impairments. There are generations of Poke players out there who have been sidelined to watch the rest of the world play a game they've grown up with. Those in wheelchairs, crutches, or who just can't physically move much at all can't get involved. I understand the very concept of Pokemon Go is to get outside, explore and socialise, but as culturally and generationally inclusive Pokemon has been as a gaming franchise over the last couple decades, I feel this was a major oversight, one of which I hope is course corrected in a future update. So out of all this, why did I delete Pokemon Go off my phone? What was the straw that broke the camel's back? Well, besides the game killing my battery life, using more data than I'm comfortable with, Niantic having access to personal information from my Google account even more than I'm comfortable with, I just feel this game really isn't for me. The game simply just asks too much of my time and attention to really get the most out of it. Sure, I'd love to be able to play more competitively and reclaim someone's gym now and then. Sure, it's cool going out in groups to hang out while playing the game and it's fun. The point is, I don't want Pokemon Go, of all things, to be the reason or excuse friends use to want to go out of their way to catch up with me. I'm already head down in a screen at work and at home. I don't need another one while I'm walking around outside not looking at the sky or smiling at the pretty girl that walks past. You could put that all down to it being about self-control and disciplining your timeshare, but I couldn't see you believing that in yourself either. Pokemon Go has shown itself to be somewhat of a social worldwide point of interest. I like to think that it's made some of us pay attention to what's happening, that people who one day couldn't stand to be together, the next are happily meeting strangers in the park at night to catch imaginary creatures with their phones. We all know if it wasn't Pokemon, this wouldn't have been half as successful. I can now only live in hope that the human race can unite to take part in something as fervent as Pokemon Go, with something that actually has real-world consequences, like war, famine, crime and the like. There's got to be one massive company in the world that could affect change, one we use every day, one that's connected to almost everything we use online. Only a company like Google could make that happen. Oh wait.
Oh yes, Uncle Chunty.